Hey everyone, welcome back. Rochelle with Losing It on Keto. Today, what I have for you is I wanted to cover the metabolism aspect because in one of my recent videos, I shared with you the common questions, comments that I get. And sort of coming from the keto world, we hear, or there's a belief that I think an overbelief actually that you just load up on fat and such, and if you want to lose fat, that's certainly not the case. And so I think people are, we've gone from being fat phobic to saying, kind of overdoing the fat if your intention is to lose fat. I remember a few years ago I hired Amy Berger, or attempted to hire her, as my keto coach. And her response to me was, I can't help you. Don't waste your money because you're doing everything right except for you're consuming too much fat. And she said, women often get this wrong, that doing keto, they think, oh, you just load up on fat bombs, etc. And that's simply not true. So that stuck with me. And I've shared with you the protocol that I am doing, and I've shared with you what that protocol is, which is essentially prioritizing protein and low fat and low carb. And so because of that, the keto chatter that's in my ear comes, has the belief that I'm going to damage my metabolism doing the program I'm doing. And I think, quite honestly, that's just a sentiment that gets repeated because I want to say, where's the data? The program I'm following is a program that's been designed by a doctor, and so I want to see the data. So rather than wait on that, I think in the keto world we're kind of accustomed to being an N equal 1, meaning I think we're comfortable experimenting on ourselves, and so that's the case for me. So as part of that, then, I can't say I'm not influenced by that. So it does create some doubt. So how do you address the doubt? Well, for me, I get the data. So as it relates to, hey, eating, 750 calories a day is going to damage your metabolism. Well, let's go ahead and test it. And that's what I did. And that's what I want to show you today. So I have a comparative study because I had this done before. So in July of 2020, right after I had finished this protocol, and I had like about 10 more pounds to lose, and I had started to transition off the ideal protein style or protein sparing modified fast. So at that time, I had my resting metabolic rate measured, and this is in a lab. So, it's done through Dexafit. So it was done by a doctor. So this was, very, very professionally done. So I have confidence in these numbers. So that is what you're seeing here on the right. My resting metabolic rate at that point in time was 1,536. And I had started to introduce carbs a little bit because we want to be metabolically flexible. And so at that point in time when I tested, you see I was only 60% burning fat, 40% sugar. Now I had the test today to compare, to prove to myself I'm not damaging my metabolism doing this protocol. So if you recall, I'm in my 10th week, and yes, at the outset I should have done this, so I should have had what week 0 was compared to week 10, but I don't. I do plan to test more, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I do have 10 weeks into this program compared to coming off the program a number of years ago, and you see the rate is essentially the same. Now, when I did the test today, it's what I expected. So most of the time during the test, it was showing I was burning 100% fat. And then I guess my breathing changed towards the end so that the end result was 70% fat. I'm not sure how all that works, but majority of the time it was showing that I was on 100% fat burn. So that data point in and of itself is another validation that the program I'm doing, I'm burning fat. So what do I do with this going forward? Well, I'm going to continue to monitor. So I asked them, so I educated them on the program that I'm doing. They had heard of Ideal Protein, but then I told them I was doing it with healthy ingredients, etc. And so I said to monitor something like this, what would they recommend in terms of the next time to test? So they said, normally it would be 12 weeks, but because of this program that I'm doing, they recommended 8 weeks. So March 27th, I have another appointment scheduled where I will check this. And then they said if my weight stalls, so if I plateau, to come in and have it checked sooner. So that's the game plan. And I told them I've done this protocol before. I have never plateaued. I don't expect to now. But in the case that that does happen, that's the game plan. So so March 27th, I will have another number. So I will be able to compare, say, at week 10 versus what would that be, about week 18. And, if there is any sort of drop, well, then I know there's strategies for reverse dieting to boost your metabolism. But so far, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. The data is showing that, and I just wanted to share that with you. And I encourage you to do testing like this, because we hear a lot, but the data doesn't lie. So get your own data is my recommendation as I'm doing. So so this is a short video. I just wanted to show you that there are companies in your area that you can get your resting metabolic rate tested, and I encourage you to do so and track your own data. But for me, this is going the way I expected it to, and how I'm more confident in what I'm doing, that I'm not damaging my metabolism. And for those that think you're going to, like I say, the best way to counter that is to get the data, and that's what I've got here. Okay, so until the next video, I think that'll do it for now. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.